Hi everyone, Sarah here. I just wanted to talk to you today about one of my favourite tips on how to stop a panic attack from arising and how to stop my mind spiralling out of control. And it's a really free, simple, you can do it right on the spot, right in this moment tip. So it is a yoga pose, but it can be practiced outside of a yoga environment, off the mat, or it can be taken to another level inside a practice. And it's what I like to call putting your mind where your feet are at pose, but it is also known as mountain pose or Tadasana in Sanskrit. So I'm going to show you the pose now. If you want to join me, we can do it together. We start on our feet, so come into a standing position. We want our feet about hip width apart, so always just take your attention to your hip bones and then track down with your feet. Optionally, this can be done with the big toes touching and a small gap in the heel. So take a variation that is more comfortable for you. And then we'll start to track from our toes all the way up to our head, going in stages. So I like to just pick up my toes and spread them first of all. And then go up to your knees and just check there's a little softness, a slight bounce in the knee, and that we're not locked out here. That dumps into our joints long term. That's not good for the knees, which are quite vulnerable joints, complicated joints in the body. So little softness in the knees, that means we're engaging the leg muscles, the thigh muscles. Again, we want to check in that the low back's not being dumped into, so we tuck the tailbone down, lengthen it down towards the floor, and then naturally we should just feel a little grip in our tummy area, so a slight drawing of the belly button back towards the spine. And then just pick the shoulders up away from the ears, drop them down. And then imagine that your head is a balloon and that it's just lifting a little bit higher, it's inflating and being tethered up towards the sky or the ceiling. And this is all mountain poses. But what you want to do in your mind's eye is really root down with your feet. So you can kind of imagine that there are roots growing out from your feet into the earth. And when you get that connection in your mind body with the earth, it helps you to stay anchored and present in the moment. So if I'm in a nervous situation or having a confrontational conversation, or I can feel like I'm being triggered into a panic attack, I put my mind where my feet is. I feel the floor underneath me, and then I imagine that I'm firmly rooted into the earth and into the present moment. And it honestly, it helps you so instantly. And then you just keep breathing, do your deep abdominal breathing. So that's your mountain pose. By the way, hands can be relaxed down, or if you're in a yoga setting, you can turn the palms to face forwards. Now, if you want to go another level, if you're practicing yoga, we can take that into a tree pose. So adding a balancing element just trains the mind to be even more present because it has to concentrate. So we take our weight over to one leg. So I'm going to go over to my right leg. I get really firmly rooted deeply with that foot, nice and strong and stable. I pick up the left knee, bring it in towards my chest, and then turn the knee away from me towards the back of the room. I'm then going to plant the sole of that foot somewhere along my standing leg other than the knee area. So it might be down on the floor with the toes resting on the ground. It might be along the calf, or you might want to pick up the foot and then place that foot higher up. At this point, you want to push actively the foot into the leg into the foot, and then you might find those wobbles completely normal. It's how we build on our balance and our strength. Our hands can come into our heart center, or they can reach up like the branches of a tree. So really feeling rooted from the feet downwards, and from the waist upwards, we're finding a beautiful lift. And then when you're ready, you exhale. And I'm going to do it on the other side just to balance things out. And if you're doing it with me, then join me on the other side. So find your mountain pose in the middle. Take your weight over, making sure there's a soft bend in the knee. Lifting the opposite knee up towards the chest. Taking it out to the side, and then placing that along. And on the opposite side, it might be on a different level. It might be on a different position, because we're often and usually unequal on different sides of the body. Push everything, draw it into the midline. take your hands into your option, and then to help you find your balance. So at this point, if you're losing your balance, it might be because your mind's scattered. Pinpoint what we call drishti, a focal point, and look solidly towards that spot to help you focus. And then again, come back to the breath, deep abdominal breathing. And then when you're ready, you slowly release. And that is your mountain pose and your tree pose. So within that posture, just remember to place your mind where your feet are. Feel like your feet are firmly rooted into the earth and that you're drawing up that grounding energy from the earth. Let me know if you guys use that technique, or if you do use it, how you get on. I'd love to hear how you go. Sending love.